So how does it feel being 21 and letting the screws loose? They say,
I
letting it
mean, honestly,
out.
like nothing feels different, but it's fine.
Well, I love it, and thank you again for doing this. Really coming on board, talking a little bit about your journey, being a
Yeah,
streamer, and being on social media and mental health. Collectively is just such a
yeah,
combination that we just don't really talk about. And I feel like when we dive into individual stories such as yours, we're getting to it and we don't even notice it. So
yeah.
thank you again for coming on board. We're going to be talking about some wacky stories and all these different types of things
I got
along
some.
your journey. Oh, I'm fucking excited.
I
I'm
mean,
fucking stoked. So for the first thing we're gonna do, so how I usually start it off is I usually give out the rules. So the rules are if there's a question you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer it. We just
mhm,
say pass and we can just move on. We can go from there. And
yeah.
then two, you're not streaming, so you don't have to worry about it. But don't look at chat. This is just you and me combo.
Oh, I
We
can't
get
look at
it.
chat.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like at
Hard.
your chat, I can't look at your
You
chat and
can't.
like
I don't
interact with
even look
them.
at my own chat. Yeah, I know Cleric is there. I know he loves you.
We
He's
love.
the Overwatch player of our community.
Yes.
Yes.
I put this in my
Uh,
Discord, so some of my people might come by.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to honestly have the whole Shift family in here.
Woo.
Every time I come to your stream, it's really like I love that energy. Like I love
Oh,
it.
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Overwatch is such a uplifting game, and then when you see somebody such as yourself playing it, it's just really nice to see that you're actually like super engaged with chat. You're super involved with the
Mhm.
game, and just all around just being present. I think that's like such a strong, warm personality that we see.
I feel
Um,
like that's the whole point of streaming for me, at least. Like, I love playing Overwatch, but like, if I've never been a person to be able to play video games alone. I've always had to do something with somebody, so like, streaming is just really great to talk to people for me.
and so we'll get all into the story
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
up.
I just wanted to say that. I don't know why.
And no, no, that's awesome, and that's a great starting sentence to even just like put your foot onto streaming. It's like it's for the people, but it's also collectively being with your own community and with those people that you actually connect with. For now, we're gonna start with demographics. You ready? It's the boring
Hmm.
stuff. All right.
Yeah.
So your gaming platform, what would you say it is? PC, Xbox,
Yeah, PC.
PC. Oh my God, of course, PC. Awesome.
Yeah, PC's nice.
And your years just gaming in total from birth to now.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Forever. I used to play Putt Putt Enters the Race like when I was like 7 and say probably even younger than that. Like I've been playing forever. I've always loved video games.
I
I really strong. I honestly want to say like forever, but I mean I'll say like 20 or like 18 years. Like we'll start when I'm like 3 or something. Like
18 years.
18 or 17 years.
I thought nobody remembered Putt Putt. Like that was
I
my favorite computer
I loved Putt Putt Enters. I only really played Putt Putt Enters the Race, but I like played it a few years ago on stream, like in my queues, because I was like, I need to play this again.
You can't take away OG moments like Putt Putt. I'll tell you
That was my first like I played that game so much, and there's some like hidden stuff. Like you can like play the game and like beat it, or you can go back and like do some extra stuff. Like it's crazy actually. Like
that.
kind of a big game for 2006.
Yeah, yeah. No, I even earlier they had like wasn't it like they had their own series for Putt Putt? I
Yeah, they had
remember.
a bunch of games, but
Yeah,
I only played Enters the Race.
you just
But
came
I
a
love
little
the
late.
racing. It's like my Mario Kart era now because I love Mario Kart 2 and it's like just be getting
Yes,
into my racing games.
yes. And again, like I feel like a lot of us we started out in like Nintendo and whatnot,
Yeah.
and then we kind of made our way towards PC and Xbox and PS4.
Yeah, I did have an Xbox, but I got rid of it a few years ago for like streaming and stuff and moving to get better at Overwatch with PC instead of console.
Once once you go to PC, you never turn back, right?
Oh yeah, no, I'm never going back. Never.
There it is. There it is. Get a PC. You'll never turn away. What about time streamed? Like in total?
So I actually started streaming like exactly 2 years ago. So is that what you mean?
Yeah. So yeah, exactly when you started to now.
Yeah, I started like 2 years ago, like exactly like May of 2019, with my own having one viewer being me, to now today. I don't know. But I didn't really get like super serious about it until like a year ago, like May of 2020 when
Mm.
COVID hit, because then I stopped playing Overwatch teams and I was like, I'm just gonna focus on streaming instead of playing Overwatch teams like professionally.
Mm.
So,
And what was that like? Just kind of going through that process during COVID. I mean, there's a lot going on in that year of 2020. Was there? I mean, we'll probably get more into detail about it, but what was that click that was like, yeah, this is what I want to stick with. I want to stream Overwatch. And I want
oh,
to. And trust me, like, that we're just getting started, but that was like one of the first questions that came to my mind when you mentioned that.
I think I almost got discouraged on myself saying like I'm never gonna be able to go pro in Overwatch. So I was like, let me do something that I can actually like that might be a little bit less of like skill or a little bit less of like luck to try to like really force myself into the pro scene in that small
Mm-hmm.
percentage. I know there's small percentage of streamers that thrive, but I feel like I it almost fit me more to do the streaming versus the pro play because I just felt like I could be more myself and not have to really like whip myself around other people and teams. And then like in I don't know, I just kind of got tired of playing in Overwatch and I already like kind of am the best at Overwatch, not to be like I'm the best, but like
Mm.
I can't really get much higher in terms of rank, so I'm like I'll just like put all this work that I've done from getting good at the game and like just be like top 500 play for my stream just to make it more clickbaity or something.
And you did score pretty high. I don't know recently or was it previous seasons that you scored was a 45 something.
18, yeah, it was last
Yeah,
season. I got
45
to my
18.
peak 45 18, which is
Yeah, damn.
crazy.
Can I have that? Like, can I have that
Sure,
score?
I'll give it to you.
Yay!
I'll
Since
be able to
you,
get it back. So
yeah, exactly. And that's awesome. Like you found a game that became your niche, and you had to make this big decision whether you wanted to stick around and go pro or try something else, which is why we're here today.
yeah, I was spending a lot of time like my sophomore year of college when I was doing both. Like I would stream from 6 to 8, and then
Mm.
I would scrim from 8 to 10 or 8 to 12. So I'd be playing
Oh wow.
Overwatch for at least like 6 hours a day, 4 to 6 hours a day, and like I had to be like active that whole time. Like I was a very active as a main support in
Mm.
a scrim scene. You have to like alt track and you have to be thinking about this all these things the entire time. So it's like active doing something. I wasn't just kind of like playing and be like I was like streaming, talking to people, trying to like be entertaining, and then had really big, like being being very cognizant of it
Mm.
in the scrim setting.
Mm.
But I think
Yeah.
all that's helped me out a lot with like the kind of content that I can create.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And with that, I mean, being a support player is hard as fuck. Like I will be honest. Yeah, I mean, you're probably one of the weaker characters, but you have such a large role of like healing or just providing shields, whatever it is. That's tough. Who's your favorite character on Overwatch? Just so we can keep that real
Um,
quick.
I love Mercy. Mercy will always be my
Mercy.
favorite, but I
Okay.
really am. I've kind of taken on a duo of Mercy Brig. Like they're kind of even for me at this point, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Love them. But that's the part that was my role. I first started playing Mercy. Like I never played another hero like besides Mercy. I've always mained her ever since I
Mm-hmm.
started in Silver. And um, once I kind of realized the pro scene, and like I was like, I watched the pro players. I'm like, oh my god, they're picking Mercy, great. Then I also realized that the Mercy players played Lucio, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe I should do that too. And that's kind of where I got to be in my competitive scene. I would play Mercy Lucio, and then Brig came out in the same role, so now you play Mercy Lucio Brig, which is what I play basically. The main support role of Mercy Lucio Brig, but I love Mercy and Brig the best, and I'll play Lucio occasionally. But I play the other supports too, but those three are my favorite.
You get a lot of boops.
Yeah, it's like all the boop heroes besides Mercy, I guess, but it's all the CC supports.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's awesome that you have found those. It's not even just finding your niche game, but finding characters that you just adapt to the most. And
Yeah.
like I feel like a lot of those newer gamers are trying to figure that out. Like they bounce between DPS and tank and support. They have no, footing to where they want to start. So
Hmm.
as we get closer on, we could talk more about if you want to play more competitive to Overwatch. These are some things to know. Would you consider yourself a part time or a full time streamer?
I would say part-time.
Okay.
I'm still a student, and I don't. Yeah, I still stream like 20 hours a week.
Yeah.
20 hours a week. So that's kind of part-time, I guess. That's the maximum part-time or something like that, isn't it? Or is that's not full-time? Full-time's 40 hours a week, right?
Yeah.
My full-time job. Yeah, so I stream for 20, but I do a lot more outside of streaming too. I have to edit my YouTube videos, make some TikToks, make Twitter posts, get ready for streams. Sometimes I do like Jeopardy on stream, so I gotta make all the Jeopardy stuff. There's a lot that goes into it. A lot.
Yeah. And we don't even know that. Like some people that don't stream, they don't understand all the preparation ahead of
Yeah.
time. They're just like, oh, he's there. Oh, he's gone. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot in preparation for content creation, and
Yeah.
great example. What about average daily streaming per day? Say like 3, 4 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah, I stream for 4 hours normally, 6 to 10. Yeah, so like normally 4 hours a day.
Okay, 4 hours. And the average daily gaming.
I right now I've been playing a little bit more, but like during the semester I'd only stream when I would play video games because I would be
Mm.
so busy with class and like editing. But then like right now I probably play for 6 instead of 4. I'll play a few games in the morning of Overwatch because I have nothing else to do
I mean, fuck it,
at
why
the
not?
moment because the semester's over. So like 4 to 6.
We'll see if, I mean, why not if you got the time?
Yeah.
And what about your daily use of social media? Your average amount of time. So that's including Twitch, and Discord.
Oh, I use a lot of Discord. My Discord's very active. I love talking to everybody on Discord, so
Mm.
I'm on Discord a lot. I would probably say like 7 or 8 hours of social media with like Twitter and Twitch if we're including Twitch in there and YouTube. Like I do a lot of like educational content for myself too on YouTube, like look up videos like how to do this, how to do that for like
Hmm.
content creating and how to do things on how to do editing tips and I guess that's the thing too. I don't know.
There's a variety of interest right there. Talk about cooking, talk about other people. You're really touching on, a variety of, different talents and skills that you could build. And, that it's not a stream just meant for gaming, but rather it's just, community that you can come in, check out,
Hmm.
some of the content that kind of influences, what we try to instill here. And then, yeah, you can come back and whatever, but it's really that low key vibe. Just
Yeah.
looking up videos. I like it. I love it. What about number of social media platforms before you started streaming?
Before I started streaming, I actually used to make like YouTube videos of myself a while ago. So I had a YouTube, but I kind of stopped that. I had Instagram. I had a Twitch, but I didn't like post anything on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like of a receiving, watching content. So I had like Twitch, Instagram. I didn't really use Twitter before I started doing that.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. I had like Snapchat too, but like nothing for really like I didn't really try to do anything in terms of like growing myself on social media before. Besides that YouTube channel, I did have an old YouTube channel. All the videos are private now, but I'm saving them forever because they're like it was when I was like 15 and 14, and I mean like some videos did kind of not that bad, but it was just like I would make like funny skit kind of videos, like
Mm.
if Ariana Grande was Siri. I did like a video like that. It was really weird. Yeah, they're really weird.
Hey, you
But I
know
think
what?
doing that actually kind of has propelled me with my YouTube now. Like my YouTube is like done probably the best out of everything that I've
Mm.
done in my social media because I think I had a bit of experience before. So I kind of jumped into my YouTube for gaming, was like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing.
But that's such a great like entrance into this whole world of content
Hmm.
creation is making
Yeah.
videos just for fun. I
Oh my god,
mean,
they were so fun. I used to just edit myself like on my phone on like the iMovie on my phone. And I would cry laughing. I would just like make the videos that I just loved watching, and it was so much fun to do those videos back then.
and like a lot of people that just get into like content creation, they have no idea how to like video edit and all that stuff, but they don't
Yeah.
know it's just an app on your phone. You could just
It's been it's been kind of crazy because I jumped into editing like that. I was like, "Oh yeah, I know how to edit." And also in college, I'm studying meteorology,
Mhm.
and a big part of meteorology is TV obviously, but there's a lot of other aspects. But I became the TA, the teacher's assistants for the broadcast class. So I actually have a lot of experience too with like the big cameras and editing software because of those experiences and talking on camera and green screens and everything. So I mean, like that's really helped me out honestly with that too, is with all the stuff for the broadcast meteorology stuff.
there's something about lights, camera, action that appeal to you. I
Yeah,
can't wait to
I've
know.
always loved being like on camera, on stage. I did theater throughout all my high school. I love it so much.
And being a performer is also makes you a well. I mean, I we'll get more into it because I want to ask you more about like persona compared to like what
Hmm.
you are in like real life and your true self and all that stuff. But that's a story for another day. What about social media platforms after you started streaming? Now that you started streaming,
Okay, yeah. Well, I still have all the originals, but now I have a
mm,
TikTok. I use Twitter a lot now.
okay,
I use Discord. I guess that could be one, right? Discord.
mm,
Um, I have a different like my HolyShiftKid YouTube.
mm,
So like I don't have an Instagram. I have a personal Instagram, but I didn't. That wasn't changed from before. But the Discord, YouTube, Twitch, like a different Twitch too, and
mm,
then a different YouTube. And I think that's all I have.
mm.
I want to say that's all. So now I have like Discord and yeah, all that.
And I really didn't know about Discord till I started streaming. I really didn't.
Hmm. Yeah, I I think I knew about Discord. I had like, did I know? I think I like had a few Discords that I joined in the Xbox days, but it wasn't anything like I was like, oh yeah, let me join Discord servers and talk in them. Like it wasn't really. It was like my old how I have a personal Twitter that I just never used. Like it was like that before I started streaming.
Yeah, it's
Never.
it. You don't know it until you really get into like building a community or being a part of one. It's weird when you like see you only hear about it from like all these different streams, and then you
Hmm.
kind of like adapt your own. You're like, what the fuck? How do I use this?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But Discord's really great. Like I sometimes I don't even stream and like you get on there and there's people that want to just game or do something or do
Yeah.
whatever. And it's so convenient, so nice. I like it. What? Okay, so congratulations, you finished the boring stuff. We can get into detail about that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hercules. Uh, so when we get into when we talk about how it all started, you talked about putt putt, right? When you were a kid.
Love putt putt. Love putt putt. I thought you were gonna keep talking.
No,
That's
that's
why I didn't
fine.
say
Like,
anything.
yeah, no. Who inspired you, or what inspired you to play, putt putt and these games when you were little?
So we had like a computer back then, and I guess my parents must have bought Putt Putt Enters the Race, like for like my brother and me or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I was addicted to Putt Putt. I would just go back and play on that computer like every single night, like when
Mm-hmm.
I was young, just playing Putt Putt over and playing the game over and over and over and over again. It just like I've never been a big TV fan. I
Mm-hmm.
just think I've always needed something that's like stimulating for my brain. Like I can't just sit here and watch something. Like I love problem solving and like having my brain go. So that's why I've always been that way. So I've always loved gaming versus like just regular TV because it's just been so boring just to sit there and watch something, but like sit there and
Mm-hmm.
actively think about something or like learn. I've always been a big person of learning things. I love school and education. So I think just like playing putt putt, like I guess my mom or like my parents like bought the game for me and I just like never stopped playing.
they
Loved
def-
it.
they had no idea what they were getting yourself
I
into.
know.
Oh Lord.
get
And
me out of their hair for a little bit.
listen, nowadays it's not uncommon.
Yeah.
When your parents started to find out you started to like Putt Putt and started playing video games, did they want you to play specific games, or were they, involved? Were they just like, all right, go ahead? You know?
No, they were kind of just like, all right, go ahead. Like,
Okay.
what kind of do you want to play? Like, I got a PlayStation 2 and played a lot of like the James Bond stuff.
Hey.
Yeah. And then, I got worked up with like to like the DS's and Xbox 360, Xbox One. I feel like I always kind of softly played video games until I turned like 14. I had
Mm.
like an Xbox. I'm pretty sure I like just upgraded to Xbox One or something. Did that come out in 2014? When did Xbox One come
20,
out?
5,
Was that
no,
later?
yeah, 2014 is Xbox One. You're right.
Okay, then yeah, that was kind of when I really got into gaming with Destiny 1. That was when like my gaming was like really the forefront of my life and like my big aspect. Loved playing that. And Black Ops 2, it really took off there when I was 14, but like I've always been kind of like I was always kind of a thing. A big game that I used to play too was Dance Dance Revolution on the PlayStation 2. I was so good at that. I
So
loved playing Dance Dance Revolution.
you had the whole pad and everything,
Oh
like,
yeah, it's everything.
oh
It was so
yes.
much fun. Uh, that
Oh
was
man.
truly my prime was Dance Dance Revolution.
Imagine walking in and seeing Shift just break it down. Fuck
I was good at one. I knew I could do one on expert. There was one
hmm
song that I was really good at that I could do expert, and I was like, I don't know how I tried to find the song later, but I can't remember what the song was because the game was so old. I went and tried to like look through the songs, and I was like, I don't know. But I really would love to like look at the song and look at it on expert to see like how did I do that?
Yeah, I mean, did you ever go back and see your highest record on? Oh man.
No, it was on PlayStation 2, so it's like long gone.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have my PlayStation 2, but it's fucked up. Like it's I think it's missing a wire or something. But I have all the
Uh,
games.
Woo! Ow. What is this? Oh.
Things happened. So what about for so when we're talking about gaming, we also talk about like balancing with, like, you said you love school as well. I'm sure you
Hmm.
had a job growing up and all that. Uh,
Yeah.
how'd you balance all that out? As you were growing up.
I've been always a strong work ethic person. So, like, I really kind of came into my own, like, eighth grade year, like 2013, 2014. I really kind
Mm-hmm.
of blossomed into myself. I, like, came out. I knew I was gay. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of came out, but I was like 13. I was kind of young. But I really kind of came into my own and truly, like, was just kind of unapologetically myself. And so I kind of just let myself run wild. But I just, you know, I was kind of an average like student in my freshman and sophomore year when I was just playing video games when I got home, like I would obviously do homework. I went to a college
Mm-hmm.
prep school, like a private college prep school, so
Mm-hmm.
I was there my entire like life from preschool to 12th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been kind of going to like a higher ed school almost, but like high school was harder than college, like please. But my junior year, I was like, I'm tired of being like mediocre and like average. And my junior year, I really flipped my life around and like started taking like all these harder classes and really applying myself into things I like to do. Like my junior year, I was always good at math and like science, but I wasn't a
Mm-hmm.
great like person with like reading and writing. So I was like, I'm gonna get like better at this, which is probably kind of wrong to do almost. I probably should have pushed myself a little bit harder on math and science, and let my reading kind of like, push your strengths instead of your weaknesses instead of
Mm-hmm.
leveling myself out. Oh my God. But it's whatever. But I did like I really pushed myself with like reading and writing to get better, and I did get significantly better, but I really pushed myself my junior year of high school. I like took like AP and honors classes. I was spending homework like 4 hours a night. I like probably played less video games then, but I never had a problem with like having so much homework just because I loved learning and like trying to do all this stuff. It was just an exciting time. And then ever since my junior year, I've really kept that work ethic and I've kind of fueled it into my content creation now. And now that school's kind of taken a step back with college, it's like it's not that serious. At least for me, it's not for just based off of that. So I've really been able to like go with the content creation and my work ethic with that.
It's that sounds like you started to really accept the challenge like midway through high school. You just decided,
Hmm.
whatever you're gonna do it 100%, and you're not
Yeah,
really gonna hold back.
exactly.
And that's beautiful because I think at a certain point you knew who you wanted to be. You knew who you were then. You knew who you wanted to be, and there's the only person that was stopping you was you. So it seemed like you
Hmm.
had a goal and you were efficient enough to just hash it out. And those AP courses. How many classes did you take that were AP courses?
I did three. I did two my junior year. No, wait, yeah, two. Wait, did I do four? I don't even know. No, wait, no, I did three. One my junior year and two my senior year.
Holy
The
shit!
one I did my junior year was AP Physics. Not, it was just not. The teacher was horrible. It was not really my fault, but it was whatever. I didn't really care that much, so I got a two on the exam for that. But it was fine. I did okay in the class. But for my senior year, I did AP Chem and AP Calc AB like one, and I got five fours on those exams, not fives. I did fours on those. I really like Chem and Calc was. Thank God I did those because they cut my off my college credits, so I didn't have to take those classes. But I got fours on those exams, and those were hard. Those ones were like, the Chem one is really hard. But I took 3 years of Chem. I did AP, or I did honors Chem, Chem two, and then I did AP Chem.
You're
I
a
did
madman.
sophomore, junior, senior. I was like, I might as well keep doing Chem, but then I didn't have to take Chem like at college, and the Chem program at where I go to college is horrible. So I got really
Really?
lucky.
Okay,
Yeah, but
okay.
also the AP Chem exam was on my 18th birthday.
Really?
May 7th, 2018 was the AP Chem exam at 8 a.m. I was like, great, thank you. I wanted that. I really wanted that.
What was it like walking out of that classroom and you were done? You finished it and you get to celebrate your birthday.
And I was like, I think we went to like Grotto Pizza that night, which I don't even know if you
Uh,
know what that is.
oh yeah,
It's like a,
it's an Italian place.
you know what that is?
Yeah, it's usually at Rehoboth Beach and stuff.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah,
God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love it there.
yeah.
So I love their pizza. So we went there for like my 18th birthday, but otherwise I didn't really do anything.
That's well. I mean, even so, you just walked out, dropped the mic after taking the
Exactly.
AP exam, and we're not talking about any AP class. Chem and what was it? Chem and fucking calculus. I like you're a legend. You're a freaking
Thank you.
legend, man.
Thank you.
You're just like, oh, no big deal. I went to college, had made some friends, had a good time.
Hmm.
Back in high school, you were a freaking warrior, man. That's what's
And in
up.
college, there's a lot of there's a lot of science and math with meteorology. I basically had to do Calc 4 in college to do meteorology. There's Calc 1, 2. Well, I didn't have to do 1, but I started
Mm,
with 2, then 3, and then there's something called differential equations, which is like
yes.
further, basically Calc 4. And I'm like, please, please, okay, I'm ready for it to be over. But I also found a really big passion for computer science and
Mm,
coding, which is also like a pretty big part of meteorology, especially nowadays. But it's kind of like the same. I kind of did some like self-reflection on. I'm like, why do I love it? For like an essay that I had to write for something. But I realized that it kind of does the same thing that video games does. That it's a big problem solving, big making my brain go and think, and it just like made me really refreshed to take that class. I don't know why.
mm.
Take those classes.
Would you consider yourself somebody who likes multiple solutions to a problem or one solution to a problem?
I mean, I guess multiple. I don't. I feel like if there's multiple solutions, be like, we can either do this or we can either do that. Be like, okay, we can do multiple. Like it doesn't have to be like we only can do this for it to like work. We can do multiple things.
Hmm. You like that random question I threw at you right there?
Yeah, I was like, what am I supposed to say here? I guess.
I was just intrigued because you took chem and you took calculus, and really there's only one solution to
Oh, true.
most of those things. But I look at that, you're a man of multiple solutions.
Really, the thing that I think that's like pushed me a lot is I know how to like fine tune my brain for efficiency. Like I've gotten really good
Mm,
at studying. People tell me I have a photographic memory now. They're like, Ryan, how do you remember this stuff? I'm like, because I know what I need to do in order to remember. I'm a very auditory learner. I'll just like say things to myself and I'll like start to memorize them.
Hmm.
I'm a very here person. Like if someone tells me how to do something, wow, so much easier than me looking at it on paper or like trying to figure it out. Like just tell me how to do it. And I think I've kind of, since I've been able to learn about myself, I've been
Hmm.
able to apply myself more.
Hmm. And that's just gotten better, right? Like
Yeah,
you
and that's just gonna spread out to every aspect of my life and just keep growing, getting better.
do you have like on like Discord or like anywhere I can find like like study methods or like good ways of learning
No, not really.
maintaining? Okay.
No.
It's just your magic. It's just your magic. I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah.
Well, make sure somebody asks him later on during his stream. What
Yeah.
about what about? Let's get into the meat of it. So what about managing stress and anxiety and depression even? Have you when you were growing up any?
No, I've had a pretty good thing. I've kind of realized that I get very depressed if I'm bored a lot. Like
Mm-hmm.
this like during the summer, like now, like if I'm just sitting around doing nothing, I feel like I'm worthless and that I have no purpose in my life. Like if I'm not actively doing something, I'll just be like I'll be so sad. And I've kind of had I have to work on something in order to feel like I'm actually a person.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I'm so bored and I'm like I have no purpose. What's the point of me being here if I'm not working on something, if I'm not doing something? And
Right.
like kind of like sitting and watching TV or something like that. Like it's not doing something. Like I have to be creating something, doing something, working on a problem. I don't know. It's just like working towards something has always been a thing, which is why I also have certain video games that I only like that are like working towards something. Like Overwatch,
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to work towards this thing, and I was really big with Destiny, working towards like getting the highest level,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Right. And it sounds like even just and we even talked about this with TV and watching TV and all that stuff is that you can't just mindlessly watch TV. Like you got to be playing a game or something. Like you got to be
Yeah,
active.
I've never been able to sit and watch TV.
Not even Netflix and chill.
Nope. I don't think you're just sitting watching TV doing that, but
Hey. Depends who's right next to me. But even so, like you found a way to like kind of well you're just so goal driven that it
hmm
just comes to a point where you have to sit down and do something. And are you the type of person that works on multiple projects at the same time or just works on one at a time?
no, I'll do one at a time until it's done.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always been like, okay, what do I need to do first? So do all that, do all this.
Mhm. So when say you talked about feelings of being worthless and feeling like you don't really want to do anything if there is nothing to do, what um a part of that what was that feeling of worthlessness like give me an example.
I just like I'll be sitting here and someone might like ask me to go do something and I'll be like,
Mhm.
I just like I just don't want to get up and move. Like I'll be like, let's go do something fun. Like let's go out. I'm just like no, like my body just doesn't want to move. I want to like it's almost like that feeling of like when you're so tired and so exhausted that your body's like just like go to sleep or something to make you feel better. Like don't go do anything else. Like you're so tired, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do
Mhm.
that. You just want to sleep. It's almost like that feeling for me. Like
Mhm.
I'm like why don't I want to go like do something like go out? They're like my body's like just like even sometimes I don't even want to go to sleep. I'm like I don't even want to go to sleep. I don't want to do anything. Like it's
Mhm.
just it's weird, but it's like it's kind of like that feeling of like you're so exhausted, like you might as well go to sleep or something. You don't want to do anything else.
It's like your body's holding out until it gives out, more or
Yeah.
less. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like along for the ride. Uh, what about for so you talked so right there you talked also about stress or
hmm
anxiety, like not being able to go to sleep, always constantly think. How often is it for you to like constantly think about priorities, getting things done? Um, you know, we
hmm
talked about how you were very goal driven, so.
Yeah, I'm very big on priorities. I'll tell myself multiple times a day, like I need to do this, need to do that, I need to do
Mhm.
this. Like okay, tomorrow we need to do this. tomorrow we need to do that, so I don't forget about things. I honestly forget about things a lot. I'll set reminders on my phone as soon as I think about them. Be like, I need to finish editing the YouTube video tomorrow,
Mm.
or like finish the description and stuff because I didn't do it. I'll be like, hey Siri, remind me tomorrow at noon to finish the YouTube thing. It'll keep me on track because I forget about things pretty easily like that. I've gotten better because of that tracking that I do,
Mm.
but I don't get very stressed very easily. I don't get very overwhelmed easily because I know how to work through things. There are times when I do feel overwhelmed. Like I have felt overwhelmed with like the content creation side and like having YouTube and streaming, but
Mm.
it's kind of not really a thing that my body does in terms of like being work overloaded. I'm like, give me more work. It's fine. Like I can do it.
Did did you ever have anybody that like kind of inspired you to be, kind of like go do it yourself type of person?
Honestly, not really. It's always kind of been I've seen, not to be kind of rude and throw people under the bus, but
Mm.
my brother originally like in middle school and stuff probably wasn't like the best student, and like
Mm.
I feel like I've been, oh, okay, I thought of something, but I've always kind of looked at him and been like, okay, I don't want to be like that. But he does fine, and he does great now. Like he's good in high school. He just graduated college, did amazing
Okay.
there. But I feel like I've always been a people pleaser, which is really bad for me. I've
Mm.
been working on that too, but I've always felt like that I care about my like image so much, and I need to be like the best that I possibly can be. I've also am really hard on myself.
Mm.
Like I tell myself like I failed tests unless I get 100 on them. Like it's like 100 is an A, like 99 is an F. And like while that's good to be like, okay, like to put yourself at a higher standard, like I will beat myself down if I don't do something right. So I've always been kind of really hard on myself and like how others view me to like be the best.
And you said even though you're being hard on yourself, it doesn't seem like you beat yourself up.
I don't
There's
physically beat myself up.
no, yeah, exactly. Hell no.
It's big mental, like, okay, you need to do this better. Why did you not do that like that?
Mm.
Like, yeah.
Do you ever linger on, things that happen for a long period of time? Like say if you got like a B or C.
Kind of, almost. I've never gotten a C, but but yeah, not really, not that much. I'm just kind of like next time do it better.
Okay. All right.
I try not to do it. Sometimes I have like moments where I'm like I cringe about myself, but I'll just be like, just do it better next time, please.
And that's good. I mean, so as long as there is like a healthy medium to, okay, well, I made a mistake, but I'm not going to take it overboard. It doesn't seem like that happens. You pretty
Yeah.
much moderate yourself pretty well. So, and you said your parents growing up were like completely supportive, like
Oh
very,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Tell me a little bit
Very.
about them.
My parents have definitely been very amazing. I'm so lucky to have
Mm-hmm.
them, to be honest, that I was born into this family because we're pretty like well off in terms of like money and status, and they're very happy together. I don't really have any family issues.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm honestly like the weird one out in the family. Like my family's kind of big partier. But they get their stuff done. Like they work pretty hard, like me. But they're big extroverts. They love drinking and going out, and like they play pool all together, like billiards pool. But
Mm-hmm.
I've always been so different than them, and it's kind of weird. But like the three of them, like my mom, dad, and brother, um, they always do like they're basically the same person. They're all the same person. Like they all go out and they have a great time. They love watching TV and like being like entertainment and like drinking and
Mm-hmm.
being with friends. And I'm like, yeah, I like that, but like I like being by myself and playing video games and not necessarily watching TV. I'm not a big drinker, even though I can now.
Yes.
I've been I don't know. I'm very boring in terms of like things instead of like being and going out and doing stuff.
You grew
But
up.
yeah.
You grew up too quick.
I feel very old. I have an old soul. That's definitely the case. But it's okay.
You'll have that for a while, don't you worry.
Mhm.
And that's great that your whole family has like one personality, right?
Yeah.
Like how
We're very
beautiful is
close
that?
and amazing. And like we go to like Disney a lot. Like we always have to have like family vacations together, and
Mhm.
we've had a good 20 years of my life.
What about what about for career like choice? Did they have any say into what they thought you should do, or did you kind of make that
Well,
up on your mind?
it was kind of like college was a given, but I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I wasn't sure what to major in, and we
Okay.
kind of talked about it. My mom was like, "Why don't you do meteorology?" And I was like, "Meteorology," but I also kind of like thought about it. I was like, "Well, it's science and like math, like a heavy science and math that I can excel in, but it's also communication. It's
Mm-hmm.
also like there's a big people aspect, there's a big research aspect, there's helping people." And I was like, that sounds like perfect for me, honestly, with earth science and like math and like even communication and everything like that. I was like, this sounds really fun, and I loved it. Ever since the first class, I was like, this is definitely something that I could do for the rest of my life.
It sounded like with your choice of being a meteorologist, it sounded like they were, very supportive. They were on the same page at the get go. Like,
Yeah,
you know, I'm sure you
pretty
were
much.
thinking about it, but they were like, yeah, no, this is something you should probably consider.
Yeah, and I was like, I wasn't really hesitant on like thinking about switching my majors because like it was like it's like 60% of like college students like change their major. And I
Three
was like, okay,
times.
yeah. I was like, if I don't like meteorology, like if I don't love it, I'll switch it to something else. But I never even had an intention of wanting to switch because I loved it ever since we started. I loved it, loved it.
When you find your passion, you can't get off that roll, man.
Hmm.
That's your field. That's what you want to do. I mean, sometimes there's a click, and sometimes people don't have that click. So,
And it's not
congratulations.
necessarily like the TV aspect that I've loved, but like just
Hmm.
like the learning environment in the class. Because TV is like I know mostly only people see like TV meteorologists, but like that
Hmm.
is like a fraction of what the actual meteorology community is and everything. Like it's such a small community, and but like there's like it's such a great community.
Hmm.
So
What?
I could do anything though with that. Like I could go work for the government, I could work for a private company, I
Hmm.
could work for TV, I could work like with like just anything. There's like so many things that I could do.
I feel like if I asked you, you already would have an answer for that, for what
I
you want
actually
to do.
I actually don't know what I want to do.
Oh.
I was thinking about doing TV, but I was like the more I've learned about it, the harder and crazier it is. Like the hours are crazy. It's a
Mm-hmm.
very stressful job. I wanted to get an internship, but I couldn't really get one because of COVID because I wanted to try it out. I was gonna be like, okay, do I like doing this TV thing? The hours are just crazy and everything's just kind of insane with doing it, and it's a very high stress environment. And so I was like, let me like try it out. But
Mm-hmm.
and I do like being on camera and like doing that stuff, but I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm on
What?
Facebook doing the weather. I'm kind of not bad, but like, it's okay.
We gotta see. Can we have a stream where you do? Yes, thank
I
you.
know I gotta do the weather one day on stream. Just be
Thank
like,
you. Thank
look at the
you.
weather back here. 7-day forecast. Like, let me tell you what it's gonna be like. There's a cold front.
You better be dancing while you're doing it. Like,
Yes.
you get me all hyped up, chef. You get me all hyped up. What about we the first time we talked about competitive play, we were talking about almost feels like Dance Dance Revolution, but for Overwatch is what you kind of made. Is there any game before that you got really into?
I
Became
got really into Destiny 1, but
okay,
nothing as big as I've never gotten into anything as big as Overwatch.
okay.
Destiny 1 and Black Ops 2 Zombies, honestly, were like the really big games for me that I've spent a lot of time in and like getting insanely better at that. There was almost like a
Hmm.
hierarchy with playing Call of Duty Zombies with my friends because when I first started playing the game, you would have four people in a zombies lobby and you would try to do the Easter eggs and like, do those big quests. Well, there would have to be a person that would train the zombie, like the last zombie, so that the other people could go do like their steps that they needed to do.
Right.
And when I first started playing, like I would always be that person to train the zombie because I never knew what I was doing. I was like, I'm doing. I was like, you guys go out there and do it for me. And then kind of as time more came on, I kind of took on a bigger role for myself, and I was like, I know what I'm doing now. And so like when I would play with other people, I'd be like, you train the zombie. Now let me go do the Easter egg and let me go do everything. So it kind of turned into me like taking it like the initiative upon myself to get better at that game and like do learn all the strats and all the like the Easter eggs and be better at zombies and it was so much fun to play that game.
What was your favorite map to play on?
Oh my god. We loved Origins. I kind of like Die Rise. I don't
Right?
I don't mind Die Rise, but like Origins, like all the Black Ops 2 maps were amazing. We played like Buried the most probably. Buried and Origins were like the big two, but like Die Rise, Transit didn't really play that much. Like Mob of the Dead was great.
Hmm.
All those stuff, but uh,
What was the map you had to find Samantha in? It was
yeah,
the
that was Origins.
that was Origins. Yeah, that shit was so good.
With the
I
stats and everything.
yes, yes. I was an
Yeah.
undergrad when that came out, and
Oh wow.
I think everybody and their mothers were playing it at that night. It came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking great. Um, so you started getting into like Black Ops and stuff, and then you started taking on these larger roles within this team aspect, task management. When you started to uh, really take yourself to a higher role, at what point did you start to understand? Okay, well, I can see myself being great in this game, doing this thing.
I don't think that ever happened till Overwatch.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I didn't really see myself as like the top 1% in Black Ops or in like Destiny or anything.
Hmm.
Originally, when I first started playing Overwatch, I hated it. Hated it. I was like, this game is horrible. I can't do anything. It's so here, there, everywhere. I was like, no. But kind of like as I started playing it, where I was like, wait, okay, this game's kind of fun. And then I just got completely addicted to the game, and I was like, I need to be the best in this game. Like, how do I be the best? Like, what what do I do in order to get the GM and to do all this? I joined a team, and then we the rest is kind of history now. But now we're streaming. I don't know. But yeah, with Overwatch, I really wanted to get better at that. And then I almost joined a team. I joined a team at first to get better. The first team I ever joined was during Goats. I don't know if you played then, but
No,
during
yeah.
Goats,
Hmm.
that was my first team, and I like one tricked Lucio, like because I was the main support, so I had to play Lucio the entire time. But I kind of after that first team kind of fell out, I just kind of kept going on more teams, and I was like, wait a second, there's like a path to pro. Like I should like do that, Like I'm already kind of playing Overwatch and getting better. At that time, I was masters playing goats. That was my first season. Getting to GM was after I got on that first team and played in that environment.
Mm.
Yeah, but I was always very active in trying to like get the highest rank, and I was like, well, maybe I could keep going and try to get pro if I just keep joining teams. So I did that for like a year or so, year and a half.
When you started to kind of understand the team aspect of competitive play, did you start to find players you really like to play with?
Yes, I mean, we would all kind of like bond really well over the team aspect, and I always loved the teammates. There's like one person that I've really kept in touch with,
Mm-hmm.
from the teams that I play with, and we like play, we duo sometimes, but like it was just it was really kind of a just play as a team, sometimes play ranked, but it wasn't really like, it kind of almost wasn't like friends if we weren't as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't really talk to anybody for now
Yeah.
besides, right, I didn't really talk to anybody unless we were swimming or something.
Mm-hmm. But
But it was fun.
like you all kept in touch, and like yeah, I
Hmm.
mean it's a small community. Well, it's a big community,
Yeah,
but it's still small in that nature.
yeah.
Uh, and what about you went from goat, and then you said you were bouncing around teams. Did it come to a point where you just stopped looking for another team to play on and just play for fun?
Not during the entire time until like last May,
Mm-hmm.
when I was just like, yeah, let me just try streaming for a while. But playing on teams was a lot of fun. It really helped me. It's almost more fun to play Overwatch in that setting because everyone's trying hard,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get some stuff like every game's winnable. But I actually did we my one of my teams, I don't remember what team it was, like won a tournament or we got like third, and I got like $10 or something.
Oh
That was the
shit.
only earnings I ever got playing as a team. But it was quite funny. But um, I forgot what I was saying. What were we talking about?
We were talking about playing on competitive teams in comparison to regular comp.
Oh yeah, yeah. Then I feel like I almost don't remember why I made this decision, but there was this one team that I'm kind of a streamer for now for Title Esports. They had
Mm-hmm.
the first time I was ever on the Title Esports team, the coach and I like got really close, and it was really fun to be like, he was a great coach and I loved playing with him.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the first team that we were on, I played with them, and then like that team fell apart because there was a horrible player, and I really hated it. But then that team just kind of fell apart because that person. And then I went to other teams, and then I came back to them for like a second time, and that was the last time I was ever on a stream was with them being in the second time. But it wasn't because of them that I was like, I'm done playing. It was just kind of like, I was joining teams, but it felt like I was going nowhere because I would put all my energy into this team, and then the team would just like fall apart. I'm like, I'm not like worrying on other people. I'm like gonna I know streaming will depend on me and no one else.
Mhm.
Like even though I'm playing Overwatch and like that team, it's team based, but like my streaming and like YouTube stuff career can all be from me and not dependent on someone else. So I was like, let me just like stop doing teams for a little bit and stream and see if I like streaming, just keep it going. But if not, we can come back to a team. But I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna take a break from this because it just I'm pretty sure like for the past few games, like, it just felt like we were going nowhere. No one was taking it
Mhm.
seriously, and I was like, I just want to go further. Like, let's go, people. And they're like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be. This is not for me then. I'm
Mhm.
trying. I'm trying to put in too much energy, and no one else is. Let me put something that I can put enough energy in this way and actually get something back in it.
Mhm. Seems like everybody goes through who tries competitive gaming. They always find themselves on the team, and then whether or not that team goes, creates a larger community or just kind of falls apart, it really kind of depends on, you know, you know, individual people's next step, like whether they stay in the league or they move on, do content creating like yourself. Uh,
Hmm.
it kind of sounded like you wanted some control over that, right? Like you wanted to kind of things through for yourself, and like you were a part of these great teams, but at the same time, you know, as you said, you want to move further. You wanted to get further, so you had to make a decision. Was it an easy decision to move from competitive play to streaming?
I say it was pretty easy because I've already was streaming for like a year at this point, so I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
I really cracked down on my stream then.
Mm-hmm.
And it's honestly when I started seeing like results was I started like putting a schedule in and being very consistent across the board, and it just kind of like I it was something that I could put my energy in and like actually get some like noticeable results back. So it was nice for that, but it was really easy to switch because I didn't have to play and like worry about other people, and I was already streaming, so it was just kind of like I'll just start streaming. I'll just stream only instead of screaming and streaming, so it was really fine.
When did you start connecting more with the community after you made that decision you want to start streaming?
Yeah, so that May was a big month for me because I just streamed a lot. So like compared
Mm-hmm.
to recent like the previous months, May was a big month because I streamed a lot. I had nothing else to do. I wasn't screaming.
Mm.
But I didn't really actually start making a break in like my streaming, like breaking that like four average viewers or something five
Mm.
until I'd say October.
Okay.
During that next semester, I'd like made the Twitter. And I started like the Twitter, honestly, I feel like the Twitter started to get me a few extra people like here. It probably bumped me up from like five or six to like eight
Mm.
or nine. And it was probably like that till January, like this January. And then January, I really started popping off with YouTube, and like it just kind of kept building with the Twitter and the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I started making YouTube videos in January, but like January I started getting 12, and then February I was up at like 20, and then like March I was on like 35. April was a big month, like 40 a lot of the months.
Mm.
So it kind of just kept going and going and going, and I was like, this is great. But there's one big reason that I like grew this fast this much, and that's because of the YouTube content and specifically the Brig Guide. But it's basically just because of that.
What's the bread guide?
I created a braid guide, and like the YouTube algorithm completely picked it up. It has like 25,000 views,
Mm.
and it like made me go from like 700 like followers to like I was actually still less than that, like 600, 500 to like 1,500,
Mm.
1,300. It took my viewers from that 12 in January. I think I uploaded the video like early February, but it didn't actually get picked up from the YouTube algorithm till like mid February or like late February. And
Mm-hmm.
it went from like the video was like horrible. Like I was hoping. I was like, this Brig Guide's amazing. I love it. And I was like, I'm just hoping for 1,000 views on it or something like that. I was like, I just want like 1,000 views. And like within like 2 weeks, it got to like 1,000 views, and I was like, yes, I did it. I got to 1,000 views, and then suddenly I was getting 1,000 views a day because it was just popping off, and I was like, oh my god, it has 13,000. Now it has 14,000. Now it's 15,000. It was like, it just kept going and going, and then everyone came over to my stream from there,
Hmm.
and I also started doing Jeopardies
Hmm.
with some other Overwatch creators, and that kind of got me some cross pollination, I guess, thing with
Cool.
other with three people. I'd be the host, and I'd get three Overwatch content streamers to like play with me, and that was always fun.
That's pretty awesome that you were able to pick up from, with your strength of,
Hmm.
content creating and video creation. I love that. It always is like, oh, I'm just gonna go back to my roots. If I get lost, I just go back to my starting point where I all left off. So I
Hmm.
I think that's really special that you're able to, utilize your strengths into um, your content, and even providing that content, it's something that people want to watch. It's not just videos you're just shoveling out to people and
Yeah, I've
expecting
always
people to.
wanted to make videos that I would want to watch,
Yeah.
and so I've been really trying to hammer that in. Like, okay, I wouldn't want to watch this, then what's the point? And I've been really trying to refine my like YouTube. Really, I really honestly have been focusing on YouTube more than Twitch because I've
Mm-hmm.
not gotten any. I know that you don't grow your stream by streaming,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, on Twitch, because just like there's no discoverability, and there's nothing on Twitch that's gonna make you big unless you get lucky. Which like I was like, I'm not gonna. I was streaming for like a year and a half at the time in like January, like December. I was like, let me start posting YouTube content, and
Mm-hmm.
I've almost gotten like, I was at like 34 subscribers, 30 subscribers by in January, and now I have like 800, and like I must have 900. I have like 885 right now. I must have 1,000 subscribers, which is like, I was like, whoa, I'm almost partnered on YouTube now. I'm gonna get partnered on YouTube before I get partnered on Twitch. I've gotten the watch time for YouTube down. I just need another 115 subscribers, and which I just had 800 like a week ago, maybe even less. So I'm almost to being like partnered on YouTube and like actually doing all the YouTube stuff. So yay.
Are you gonna celebrate once you hit that
Oh
landmark?
yes, we're doing a few
Yeah.
shots. Maybe some on
Fuck
stream.
yeah.
Like,
I'll have
we
to.
hit 1,000 subscribers. I can start making money off my YouTube videos now. Yay.
I'll bring my own bottle. We'll get it
Perfect.
going. Hell yeah.
Perfect.
Uh, do you so when you talk about the stream, do you think it's more of a younger base population, or is it just diverse population? You think?
So I can actually see what my population is on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure it's the same thing mostly on Twitch because just the way that people are.
Sure.
Um, 0% to the people are 13 to 17. A
Mm-hmm.
big population is like 18 to 24 and 24 to 30 or something like
Hmm.
that. It's like it's right there in that mid range. I have a few people that are older than like 30 that watch, but it's mostly in that mid 18 to like 18 to 30 range that I get most of my viewers from, which I'm completely okay with that. But I think it's more in like
Hmm.
the 20s that I have a lot of people that watch me.
Yeah. No, I mean it sounds like young adult, emerging adult type of
Yeah.
situation, but that's still a good average of like diversity within from 40 to 20.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, and you're gonna see that um, if you were to if did you know actually here I was gonna state a fact. Did you know that the average gamer, his or her age is about 35?
What?
Yeah, no,
I did
seriously.
not know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a lot of people think it's around like 18, 21, 22, right?
I would have said, yeah, like 22, 21.
Yeah. And the average has gone up within the past 5 years. So, considering that, you go from like 33 to 35. It sounds like video games and like social media and everything revolving around that is kind of getting carried over to this previous generation that's been coming
Hmm.
up. And so, just being 21, and just getting into the stage, what do you think is kind of like this near future of like where streaming is going to go and gaming and all this combined together?
Honestly, I feel like Twitch is gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
feel like Twitch isn't gonna go. They need to like they really need to change their site because people are gonna start. YouTube is really about to take over the streaming. I feel like almost it
Mm-hmm.
could be definitely a big thing just because YouTube has everything, and I feel like if like trying to transfer people over there, and Twitch only has streaming and like nothing
Mm.
else. So I'm kind of like, but I feel like the future of streaming, like there's so many people streaming now, like streaming is getting way popular, and that's why I feel like also Twitch might die because they just have nothing else besides streaming. But
Mm-hmm.
and YouTube's eventually just gonna copy everything on Twitch. Like they're gonna have gifting members, like they're gonna have raids, they're gonna have like a better streaming experience. And I feel like at that point, like what does Twitch have? Like they already have horrible benefits for everybody. So
Yeah.
what's like I feel like they're gonna have to like make a big switch, and they're just like slow on everything anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like streaming just becoming more and more popular, and as that happens, Twitch is gonna need to like be aligned with these other huge like social media platforms in order to survive. But we'll see how that goes.
As you said, it's adapting to this new market of
Hmm.
like, obviously this is becoming more popularized, and more people want to stream and present whatever their unique abilities that they have. They want to put that on TV, but it also depends on the platform. What do you have to offer? How can I grow my stream within? Is there any way that I can like utilize the same database as like YouTube? And that's hard because that's not necessarily going to happen, especially
Yeah,
since.
which is honestly why I'm trying to diversify too. But I wouldn't have grown on Twitch so fast if it wasn't for YouTube and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like I'm honestly kind of I feel like I'm transitioning more towards a YouTuber who streams versus a streamer who does YouTube videos just because I love editing and I love doing all the YouTube content. It just feels more like palpable to me and it feels like I'm actually doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just like I love editing videos and doing YouTube videos.
If you could pick, listen, if you could pick a job between meteorologist and uh, full time streamer, what would you choose?
I always have told myself that I wasn't gonna go full time with being a content creator just because I feel like it's almost too. I've never been able to see like myself as like this. I've been trying to push myself, and like, of course, I wouldn't have like 1,000 average viewers, but I don't know if I would like ever be able to say like this is the only thing I'm doing. Like, just let me only create YouTube videos and like Twitch stuff. But I'd be like, I feel like I wouldn't be opposed to have that, but I would like really need to be like extra comfortable and
Mm-hmm.
like have a lot of like that where I really can't. I don't have any more time, and like I want to keep growing and like spending more time on things, and like I have the like financial stuff to do that. But I feel like I'm definitely gonna get a job in meteorology for a while probably. But I mean like if I become like PewDiePie, like maybe fine, okay, fine,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'll be a content creator. But like I gotta work that up for a few years.
It sounds like if you could do both, you would do both.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would do
Yeah.
both. More money would be great. I feel like my goal is to buy like a nice yacht catamaran thing. That's like my
Okay.
big goal of my life is to like get a really nice like boat.
You know you've made it when you have a boat.
Yes, a boat with like rooms and like
Oh.
I just want like a not necessarily just like a regular boat, like a big like 70-foot like boat. I want a huge boat. I don't know why. And then also like it's gonna be great because it's gonna be like a huge boat and I can like drive it like up and down the East Coast or something like that. And then there's gonna be Wi-Fi. There's already like satellite Wi-Fi happening that
Right.
Elon Musk is creating. So there'll be Wi-Fi everywhere. And then I'll just live on my boat maybe. Live on. I'll
Better
stream from my boat.
listen. You better pack some sunscreen, my dude.
I am a
'Cause-
big sunscreen person. I hate the sun.
okay.
I hate the sun. I hate the sun, but you know, I wear sunscreen very much.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm very
that's
white.
good.
I don't know if you can like. I'm very white.
I mean, I could tell, but listen, summer's coming up. We all need to get our tan on.
I will
Just
be getting my tan on, but I will
okay.
be wearing sunscreen too. I promise.
SPF 100, nothing less.
I feel like 100 does nothing compared to like a 50. Like they're not that much
Yeah.
different. I wear that on my face, but I won't wear that on my body. I wear like 30 on my body. but I only do like the rub and stuff. I won't do the spray.
The spray gets everywhere. I
It
feel like the
just
cream
feels
like
like it misses.
yeah.
Just like and then you see lines.
Just pick your friend who's spraying you. Just make
Yeah.
sure you have someone you trust. Um, what was your? So we talked about your first year streaming, kind of being like slow and just working on content and whatnot. Was there anything else going on in the first year you were streaming, behind the scenes, or?
No, I was just doing college freshman sophomore year, but I didn't. I got like affiliate really fast, like everyone does, like in
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks or something, and then just like could never get over like five viewers really ever for like that entire year.
Mm-hmm.
But I never really saw streaming as like I just kind of kept grinding it. I was like, just keep going. It's like it's fine for now. I'm not really doing anything that's gonna make it. But I didn't really realize at the time either that you don't grow your Twitch by streaming. You have to
Mm-hmm.
do other stuff and then lead people back into Twitch, which is like annoying. But yeah, that first year I just kept 5 average viewers. I had a nice little community that I loved like talking to. It was and like I said, it was really just about talking to people and like creating like a nice little community. So I never
Mm-hmm.
really I like streamed to play the game, obviously. I was like, if I'm gonna play the game, if I'm gonna play Overwatch, I might as well stream.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, let's just do that. And then like there's people talking in chat, like let me like create a nice bond with them, and that's really what got me through that first year.
That's sweet. Yeah, that you have that really carried you. I mean, there's that's all it takes. It's just a few people to get your
Hmm.
to make your whole day. Make your
Yeah.
week. I mean, I know you have high goals, but it sounds like you have a really um, cherishing community. You you want to talk a little bit about your community and just examples of people coming through and.
I've gotten so many things now that people are like saying like, "Oh, because of your content, I've been like climbing on Overwatch and like I've been doing so well. I've been carrying on Brig." I'm like, "Yes, you
Oh
deserve
wow.
it. You deserve it. I'll see you in GM soon." But I mean, like, it's also like for my birthday recently, like a lot of people said like a lot of nice things about me. Like, Ryan, you make my nights. I love coming to your streams and hang out with you. I'm like, you guys make my life now. Don't make me cry. But it's like it's just so much fun to hang out with them. Like, I just feel like we like for my streaming, it's not necessarily always about like playing Overwatch. It's kind of about like having an evening and like I just love hanging out with people. I'm like when I like end, I'm like thanks for hanging out with me. Like we're playing together. Like we're just hanging out in this world together, trying to like get through. And I really like interacting with people. Like that's just the big thing for me. It's just like I love talking to people on the Twitch and like trying to like make them feel like so welcome. Like as soon as I come
Mhm.
in, like I'll just be like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you." Like I'll tell people it's nice to meet them. Like I see their name. I don't even know what they look like. I don't even know what their real name is, but I'm like, "It's nice to meet you." Like I'm like, "It's nice to meet you." And I call people like stupid freaking dinosaurs when they follow me.
Yeah.
And my subs, I call them my sons. They're my family. So I really have tried to like create this like really close bond with the people that I've been with, so that I just like so I can give back to people what they've given to me and all this stuff.
Where did the name HolyShiftKid come from?
So it was actually really unconventional where this came from, but when I was first like getting an Xbox, I would ride dirt bikes when I was like littler, like
Mm-hmm.
7 or I was maybe like 8 to 10, 8 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
And I got like my first Xbox 360 and I had to have a gamer tag and I was like my brother's like gamer tag at the time was like peanut butter sandwich and like some weird like lettering and I was like I need one, that's cool. So and on my dirt bike I had a sticker that was like holy shift because
Oh.
it was like a play on words like because you
Mm-hmm.
shift gears like on a motorcycle and I had that sticker on there and my dad was like, "Oh, well this like funny sticker here that says holy shift. Why don't we make a play on that and you call you Holy Shift Kid?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like 11. I was like, "Sure." And I've never changed it. Just never changed it. So now I just
Oh.
and like it's kind of weird like now I'll be like, "What do I call this kid? Holy? Like do I call him Holy?" I'm like, "Just call me Shift." So everyone's been calling me Shift ever since my like for a while.
It's such an expressive like name. Like I feel like every
Hmm.
time you say it, you have to say it in a different way.
Yeah.
I love it. I when I first came into the stream, I was like, "All right, this man, it's play on words. I like it." You're just so
Yeah.
rambunctious out there. Like even when you yell, it's just so funny. It's like it's such a uplifting mood when you come in. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this makes sense.
Yeah, but I've just never changed it from then. I'd like all of my friends have changed their name like several times, and I'm like, there's no point in changing my name. I'm just keeping it. So it's always been HolyShiftKid ever since for like 10 years, 11 years.
Damn, that's a good long time.
Yeah.
When you think back to when it all started with Holy Shift to now, would if you went back to past self, could you see yourself being here doing this?
Oh my God. I don't think I ever expected myself to be like one of those people that are like the best at the game and like that you watch in like your free time. Especially like even in like 2014 when I was like watching Twitch a lot. Just I was when I was like creating videos
Mm-hmm.
for myself or like the weird ones. Like I would watch gamers on Twitch, but I was just like maybe I could try that. And like, I tried to do it, but I wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be very good at that. Let me just do this. But yeah, no, not really.
It sounded like you kind of like that, like things coming that are kind of spontaneously understanding. Hey, I'm the best. I'm one of the better kids in this game, or, I'm doing really well in my content creation. Like it sounded like, yeah, like you like the surprise of people actually really getting into it and starting to like really kind of applaud your efforts. But at the same
Hmm.
time, you're like, oh well, I kind of, I worked hard for this.
Yeah,
I
I worked very hard to get this thing on Overwatch at least. Like my rank, just like I've spent so many, I've easily spent like 1,500 hours just in Overwatch of my life, just trying to be the best. And like, my comp like time doesn't have my scrim time. Like I would play more scrims than comp like a lot of times, but
Mhm.
a lot of time in this game just trying to be the best.
What did your friends and family think when you started streaming?
I mean, they just probably not until recently. They just like were like, okay, he's just like streaming. He plays
Mm.
Overwatch a lot. They got me a little Christmas ornament one year. I was like Overwatch at 8 o'clock, and they were like, oh well, they knew I was like trying to go pro, and that I was really. I once I got to the level that I was like, but I was really good at the game, and they're like, oh, you're like this good at this game? I'm like, oh yes, I am. That's why I'm always back here, because I've spent so much time. But not until like this last year when I've really taken off. They're like, "Oh, you're like legit. Like you've got a green screen now. Like you're getting like the ring light and the microphone with the boom, the stick, and like the extra stuff." They're like, "Okay, this is like legitness now. Legit now."
Do you see yourself maybe getting back into that competitive effort?
No,
No.
0% right now. I don't see it at all.
Mm.
No, I mean like honestly, if someone like invited me, like if I was like if I got bigger and someone invited me onto like a trials contenders team or something, like
Mm-hmm.
maybe I would do it if I could just get like a free a free pass. But I'm like, I don't know. Like otherwise, like,
Seems like you're content with, your
yeah, no.
decision.
I love doing the streaming and talking to people and like YouTube, like especially.
Mm-hmm. That's good. When you finish a stream, what are kind of the goals that you hope to achieve from that previous stream? When you like go back and watch yourself.
I do go back and watch myself quite a lot to make sure that I like everything was like running smoothly. I do
Mm-hmm.
that almost for like every stream really. But I have like goals that I've written down on like a note card.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even. I could actually find them. I don't know if I
Yeah,
can.
go
Wait one
for it.
second.
Let's get it.
I have a little like notebook here. So like the goals, I have like multiple things that I'm so weird. I'm like really, but honestly, this helped me a lot. So what was the first one? So this was the first thing that I ever wrote down because I would be like, okay, so my goals for streams would have no tilt or anger. I would have no dead air. I would try to talk a lot, and then I also had like extra interactivity, so that I could like really talk to people and like really get it. And then I made a new one when I would like be angry at the game. This is what I would like say for if I would get tilted too much. And like
uh,
what I was like take it back, be like, okay, let's laugh off the hard moments. The rank does not matter. And what am I would like remind myself, what am I thankful for? Like why am I angry? And then I've written down this goal. It says my goal is to become a Twitch partner by December 31st, 2021 by giving and providing quality, educational, entertaining content with a loving, accepting community and a relatable personality to all. And I kind of
mhm.
just repeat this to myself just to really make sure that I am driven and that I can have enough drive and like passion to do it.
It sounds like writing things down and having it as like something like you can look
Mhm.
at and just review. It sounds like that reinforces what you're trying to do a lot more, your motivation to
Mhm.
do it.
Yeah.
Is that when you were growing up, is that kind of how you like really started to like put your feet down? Is like if I wanted to do something, I'm gonna write it down.
Sometimes I've gotten really big into like trying to push myself to be the best that I can, especially
Mm-hmm.
recently. Like in the gym, I've been listening to books. Like I just finished like The Compound Effect. I've been
Mm.
reading like oh my God, I can't even remember it. Think and Grow Rich. And I've been kind of trying to take the tips like that because I'm like, how else am I really gonna I'm all about education, like I've said earlier. So I've been trying to like teach myself how to be better and how to be more driven and more goal oriented so I can actually like achieve the
Mm-hmm.
dreams that I want and how to have a successful stream in Overwatch and to get that boat one day. So I've been like doing the like tips from that and I've been like writing stuff down and like it's obviously been working. So
Mm.
it's been very nice.
It sounds like you are constantly working on it. Like
Hmm.
you're not fixed minded. You're more growth minded. You
Oh, yeah,
just, you
100%.
like, yeah. And and I like how that carries over because you know, I think you find a lot of interest in being able to learn newer things, being able to
Hmm.
expand and have a broad variety of knowledge, but also learning new tricks and trades. And then it feels like you really adapt to that, and that's kind of like
Hmm.
what you want to excel in.
I'm honestly afraid of like getting too comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Like I almost like sometimes like if I'm nervous when like starting a stream, like that's almost kind of good because it feels like I'm doing something that could be different and that's like not very like mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I would do Jeopardies, I'd be like kind of nervous to start them. Like even though it's like I know all these people, like there's not gonna be anything wrong, but I'm like I'm doing something right if I'm a little nervous, excuse me. But I'm also like I'm always trying to like improve my stream. Like I would go into other people's stream and be like, okay, what are they doing that's good? And then I would see like I upgraded that with like the alerts that I've done to make them really personal, and I added like the sound alerts in my channel points. You can play a sound alert when like something funny happens. It just kind of like ups the like interactivity and like the funny moments to have together.
Soundboard.
Oh, kind of. I don't have a soundboard, but
Oh.
you just go in like it's literally like a channel point reward. You like click on it and it plays like an audio clip over the stream. Like I have one of Lady Gaga. It says boost me up, and then you click on it and like it'll play her voice going talented, incredible, amazing, show stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before. And
Just
it just keeps
shower them.
going.
Oh
Yeah. I'm
my
like, thank you. I know I am. I'm
god.
amazing. Show stopping. Like there's just like funny little things like that, and there's different sounds, but they're fun.
We're loaded up with Star Wars over here. We got Spaceballs, Star Wars, and we got Avatar: Last Airbender. So
Yeah.
yeah, you got to make sure you're surrounding yourself because if you're gonna if you have that one person that spams the soundboard, it's just like plays your favorite thing. You want to make sure that you can actually you don't get tired of that sound or that
Oh yeah,
noise or
yeah. I
that
have some
phrase.
cooldowns on them, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. What about, you know, when you started streaming? Did you have certain expectations about what you wanted to be, or would you want to, where'd you want to take it?
Um, Not really. When I first started, no, but not
Mm.
until I started like this last 6 months being like, okay, I want to like create that like educational, entertaining, Brig Mercy content so that I can really help people out and have that niche of the like the main support role, getting
Mm-hmm.
better, and like being a fun person to be around. So like when I first started the stream, like no way. I was like, let me just stream for fun.
And that's really important, right? You know, like you came into it very relaxed, and I think
Hmm.
that now that you've started to get some attraction, you're starting to speed things up. You know, is and again when we get towards the end of the interview, we could talk about like tips and tricks for
Hmm.
like newer gamers and streamers. But I think what I wanted to say is it sounded like you became. It's kind of like going on a highway when you're driving. You know, you go slow and then you start to speed things up. do you feel like you were already accustomed to that speed by the time you gained attraction, or is it just kind of like something you had to learn on the go?
No, I feel like just I learned it just in time in order for that because I was really
Okay.
trying to learn how to get better at like interacting with people and like making sure that I'm like, not being too
Hmm.
boring. I feel like I wrote down those goals like right before I kind of started getting the Brig guide popped off and everyone came to my stream. So I was pretty ready for everyone to come in and really like harness those people to make sure that they're like, okay, this kid's actually kind of chill. Let me stay for a little bit.
I really like that, and again,
Yeah.
like I haven't checked out most of your videos, but I know your videos have this individual touch. Like I think you want to
Hmm.
reach out to not just a variety of people, but individual people that are just trying to find something they can relate to and
Yeah, I
enjoy
feel like
things.
if your content's like too general, like you're just gonna reach no one. It's kind of just
Hmm.
like it's like a flashlight almost. Like if you like hold the flashlight at an angle, it's like it's going over a larger area, but like you can't see the flashlight is bright. But if you like hold it straight against the wall, it'll be like really bright. Even though it doesn't have much area, it'll be really bright. So I'm kind of trying to like be very niche focused, and that's I guess that's not doing that bad.
No, you're doing. Hey, you're doing great here. You're doing great on content, and that's amazing. What about for mental health? Have you improved yourself in mindfulness practices like yoga and stretching and stuff, or maybe have you tried talking to somebody?
I've been pretty. I honestly love doing this. Like, I've been very busy, so I've honestly been like more. I felt more clear, like clarity and clear, trying to like do all this extra work. But I go to the gym and I try not to focus on it too much. I feel like when like I'm very addicted to the numbers, which almost kind of ruins me.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like as I've been growing more and more, the numbers have like become less important, especially
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube. Like I'm like, okay, upload a YouTube video. I'm like, great, got it. Like the numbers just kind of keep coming in. It's kind of on Twitch, like I don't look at my viewers the entire time. I'm like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to see it because it's gonna discourage me if there's too little, or like it'll like make me be someone I'm not if there's too many.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't have them on, and then I just talk to people that are in chat, and I'm just keep going and being myself. But I'm a very person that like looks at the numbers, and I'm kind of insecure with the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of need to tone that down a little bit. But like my mental health's been like pretty great because of how much work I'm doing and how much energy I'm focusing into this. It's really making me like happy.
Have has that been a change in your mindset? You started out maybe thinking about the numbers, but you started to get more towards away from that type of
Yeah,
mindset.
I feel like it's come from like my especially writing down that goal. It's come less of like having this many viewers to like having a certain type of content.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the numbers are out of my control almost. So those are like really bad goals to have anyway. So I always kind of want to have goals that are like dependent on me, have a good time frame, and like that actually that don't depend on others. And like the numbers depend on others. Like I can't make people subscribe, but I can make amazing content every week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like that. So it's kind of just having to just shift my paradigm away from like other people and making sure the goals are my like it's only based on me, not other people.
Let me ask you something, and we kind of touched on it just a tad bit, but when it comes to like silence and like just kind of sitting around with your own thoughts, is that what do you kind of think about that? When you're just kind of sitting around and like I know you're very goal oriented and you have to do something to make sure you're busy and whatnot,
Hmm.
but
I feel like wait, go ahead.
no, I was gonna ask, is there do you find some sort of comfort in just being in your own head?
Definitely. I feel like I'm definitely a big person of like thinking and like really being grateful for things to like be like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we've done this. Like look at what we've done. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is great. Now let's apply this and use this to get even further. Like and then I'll be like thinking of what I need to do next and like how I can always grow. I think my brain's always trying to like be like, how can I get better? Learning is like a lifelong process, and I'm gonna be learning for the rest of my life. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm always trying to expand myself and my views, no matter how I can, just to kind of be a better person like
Hmm.
not necessarily a better streamer, but like just better in general. And I think that's a really important like aspect of myself for like everything that I'm doing here.
Mm. It
I'll always
sounds
be thinking about something.
yeah, no, it sounds like you kind of you're very spiritual. It feels like you're
Hmm.
very open to being, kind of the smaller piece to this larger equation, so
Exactly. I
to
love
speak.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so so I get that, and it like it kind of brings you peace. I don't know, it
Yeah.
feels weird to say, but yeah.
I'm a very faithful person, but not in terms of like religion, but in terms of
Yeah.
like faith to get things done and like to believe in myself and just like
Mhm. Yeah.
never wait. What I my senior quote was something like that. It was like it was from Mariah Carey. It's like a weird quote. I love Mariah Carey, but it's she said like in a song and like "Make It Happen" or something at the Madison Square Garden like 1995 or something. There's like a
Mm.
video of like the song, and in the beginning of the song, she says like, "Never ever listen to anybody when they try to discourage you because they do that. Believe me." And I kind of just like I took that and I was like, that's my quote that I'm
That's
putting
funny.
in my yearbook. I was like, never listen to anybody when they try to discourage you. Just do it because I've always been kind of laughed at almost like in middle school because I was the only like gay kid that was
Mm.
like there. So I've always had to kind of have like a different approach than like what other like might straight people might have like been going through middle school. I've always been kind of like laughed at me like, oh, like you're gay, you're upset.
Mm.
But like, so I've kind of almost took that and like I was very lucky in terms of like being that way. I could have had it much worse, but like it
Mm.
definitely like existed for me. And I feel like I've kind of taken that and like just been like, I don't care what other people think. Like there's so many people in this world. Like I'm just gonna focus on myself and learning myself, growing. And if you're not down for anything, you're not on my same energy. Like just it's fine. Just go. Like I wish you the best. Just I don't need to give you any energy.
Did was it? And you said compared to others, it wasn't as hard growing up. Did you feel any pressure, knowing that you were gay and you kind of understood who you wanted to become? You know, was it, you know, difficult in middle school trying to come to that realization, or was it very easy to kind of put the pieces together?
I didn't really know till the end of middle school. I really
Okay.
didn't ever thought about it, but it was always kind of like I was always kind of more feminine and more just kind of it's kind of obvious, clearly.
Hmm.
But like I didn't really know until like eighth grade, so it kind of wasn't even a thing that I even was because I always just viewed it as this negative thing that everyone always is like, oh, you don't want to do that. But
Yeah.
I kind of like when I was like eighth grade, I was like, oh wait, I probably am. But I never even had like an in the closet phase. Like as soon as I knew, I told everybody, I'm gay,
Hmm.
and they're like, we know. I'm like, oh, okay. But it was like it was fine because I never had any self doubt about myself at that time. I was so confident in myself because everyone was trying to tear me down. I'm like, please, what? You're funny. So I was just so confident in myself at that time. I was just like, y'all, I like.
Listen, you know what I love is that like at that point you became your own superhero, and that's fucking
Yeah.
crazy. Cause
And
like,
that next year was my great, like the best year of my life. Like 2013, 2014, so much about learning about myself and just no trying to like hide anything. I just was fully myself and it was such a great time just to learn everything that I loved and doing. And it was really, I was coming like into my own as a person and an adult, like being aware of things and just also with that side of things too. It was fun. I don't know. I'm weird.
no, you're fucking awesome. You blossom. Like that's
Yeah.
like the point where you realize like, okay, this is it. This is my identity. Like I'm now I
Hmm.
can move forward to the next stage and figure out what I want to do. Like where do I want to take this? But like that's fucking awesome that you were able to, you know, at a certain point we have to kind of be numb to the things we hear and say, and we have to kind
Hmm.
of contort it into our own logic. But at the same time, it's like I think you made the best out of the situation, and you're just like you already had your friends, right? You
Hmm.
had people that you cared about, and they cared about you. So, when somebody says something about you or whatever is going on, it didn't matter because like you knew, and I'm sure it hurt a little, but at a certain point you knew that they can say whatever they want. I am who I am, and I know that.
Hmm.
Uh, was there any after that moment in eighth grade? Was there any self doubt in you being the person you want to be?
Not really, no. I've always been so like unique and like unapologetically myself, like in a
Mm.
good way. Just like obviously I've just kind of been like, ooh, like should I do that? But like I've just gone with my gut and just kind of been like, just do you. As long as you're not hurt anybody, I think it's okay. I think it's fine.
So, and this goes into my next question about uh, the person we see on Twitch, and then the person that you are, your true self, right? So,
Hmm.
would you say that everything? Would you say there's any changes between your personality on stream and off stream, or there isn't any differences?
I would say I probably just like talk a little bit more on stream. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
very a talky all the time, but I talk a lot on stream obviously because I need to, but I would say it's pretty like equal like 50-50 of my personal life and how I act around others' life and people on stream.
Mm.
Like there might be a little bit of like amplifiedness on stream just to kind of like make my personality a little more bubbly, but it's nothing like that I can't that like would seem out of place for other people. Like if they saw me, like people came into my stream in real life, like they would just be like, "Oh, that's Ryan," like acting like Ryan. They wouldn't be like, "Oh, why are you acting so weird?" Like no, it's pretty equal.
That's good. Yeah, and you
'Cause
say
I
you
can't even
talk.
keep up with that anyway. If it was like a lot different, like I couldn't I couldn't like fake my like it's just I'm already so weird. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Just just kind of going back to that like just be me and like people like me for me.
Do people ever say, "Oh, it's a Ryan thing"? The thing
People
that.
like if people hang out with me for a while, they'll pick up on the things that I do. Like I
Yeah.
say certain things. I like say things like, "Oh, like what? Like it's hard." Like that's a bigger thing that I do right now.
Mm.
And like I would like back in like my friends in college, like they'd start saying the things that I'd say because like it's just what I do and it's kind of funny. Like people will say things and I'm like, oh my God, retweet. Like I'll say it in person. So then, like if other people hear things that they like to say, they'll be like, oh my God, retweet. Like I'm like, that's my thing. And they're like,
Yeah.
well, I've been hanging around for you too much, Ryan. I'm like, well, you know what? That's fine. Like I like influence people almost to say the things that I say.
That
It's kind of funny.
it's almost like you are like your own soundboard, and they can just take from you
Exactly.
whatever they please.
Exactly. I just have these like little moments that like no one else does. Like I'll like
Yeah.
something will be happening and I'll like mess up something and I'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm so fat." Like I'll tell myself that I'm fat out in public. And like I think it just like shocks people so much. It's just like so different. And then
Yeah.
after people hear that so much, they just kind of like become accustomed to it that they just start saying it themselves and they'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm so fat." Like I messed up.
Are these like sometimes like random thoughts, like you feel a certain way, so you're like, I feel
I'll just let
fat.
it out. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. Like something will happen. Like I'll just be in class and they'll be like, "Well, no, that's not right." And I'll be like, "Sorry, I'm too fat."
I'm sure your
And it's
teachers
kind of just like
loved you.
inside jokes for me now and like my friends and like I have that with streams too. Like just it's just fun.
Oh my god, why are you such a fun person, man? So let's talk about the future. In the next year, what are some goals you got for the stream?
Well, I have the Twitch partner thing. That's definitely a big
Hmm.
one. I lay out my goals every year in like the beginning of the year, but they were kind of bad. They were like to get to like 15,000 views on my store or like on my Twitch or like get
Hmm.
to 1,500 followers, which I've like already beat those.
Big goals.
So like definitely Twitch partner is a big one, obviously. Like Twitch partner. I almost don't have very many big goals 'cause
Hmm.
I feel like big goals are harder to like grasp. Like that's a big one for the Twitch partner because it's like so far away. Like the end goal is so far away, and I feel like it's easy to lose track. Like I'm just trying to like keep my like video every Wednesday videos and like just keep streaming and staying consistent. I don't really know, honestly. I'm really bad at this.
No, that's actually a really good goal. Is staying consistent. I mean, even
Hmm.
for if you are a content creator, if you're another streamer, you know how it is to like set time aside to make videos and to get
Yeah.
content out there to the world. So you know that it's not easy.
Yeah.
given the time that you have. So that's a great goal, is to stay consistent with your schedule.
A lot of other streamers like commemorate me a lot of times. They're like, because the YouTube videos are like, I don't know how you do these YouTube videos. Like, you stream and you have to like create those videos yourself. Like, they're like, do you edit them yourself? Like, because that's just a lot of work. I'm like, yeah, I edit them myself. I do everything myself. I make the thumbnails, ideas. And I have this thing that I do for YouTube videos to keep myself on track. Without this, I would not be able to make YouTube videos like I do.
Mm.
Um, like I've already did the one for June. I have calendars in a Google Drive of every single video that I'm gonna do for that month.
Mm.
So I did the ones already for June, but like I'll do the ones for like July, like halfway through June. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna do this video on this on the first Wednesday, this one the next, this one the next, and it keeps me in track to be like, oh, okay, I see what video I need to do. Let's start doing that video. Just I even did that back with like my old videos. I would schedule like it's just like a 7 by 5 like table, and I have like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Mm.
and then down the Wednesday column I have all the video ideas. Would this be a good idea? And like obviously I can switch them around, and like I'll throw in other ideas in that document idea for a video that I might trade around. But like
Mm.
that's what I do to like keep myself organized with my YouTube videos, and it really helps me.
Oh, like, how long does it take for you to make one of those videos?
Well, it depends what kind of video, because I do a variety of kind of content. I'll either do like a video that I like have created from scratch and I have to like voice over everything, or
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a video where it's just like a good game that I have, and then I'll throw in some memes and some funny moments.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say those funny moments, memes ones are the fastest. They probably take me about 3 hours to edit, 2 to 3. That's like on the very short end. And the big ones, like the guides that I made, those 3 guides, they probably take words of like 15 to 20 hours to edit those. Like the brig
Mm-hmm.
guide took me like I spent an entire Saturday from like noon to like 10 p.m. and I still wasn't done. I spent like 10 hours on it in one day, and I wasn't even done. I took like the brig guide took me like 15 hours to create, but like it was so worth it. But I almost didn't make that video, by the way. I almost didn't make that video because I'm so glad I did though, because my friend in chat was like telling me like just make it. I was like, I don't know. I wasn't like I had like 30. I had probably a little bit more. I probably had like 50 subscribers, and I was like, maybe I had 100 or something. I don't know. But I was like, if I make this video, no one's gonna see it. I'm gonna spend all this time on this video and no one's gonna see it, which is like the complete wrong mindset. Never have that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I didn't make that video, like I wouldn't have had any of the success that I've had recently. And I was like, I saw a YouTube video. It was like fate almost. I'm a very like believer like fate and destiny, because um I had watched a video about that the other day, or like before I started creating the brig guide, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like don't not make a video because you're too small. And I was like, wait, that's like with the brig guide. I was like, I just need to make it, because if I don't, then that's the kind of content that's gonna make me big. If I
Mm-hmm.
don't make the content that's gonna make me big, then I'm never gonna get big. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can't worry about the numbers. So I was like, you know what? I was like, fuck it. I was like, I'm just gonna make it. I'm gonna make the video, and I'm so glad I did, because it brought me all the success through that video. And if I didn't do it because I was too small, then I was just never gonna go anywhere anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I did that.
Reaching out. Sounds
Yeah.
like reaching
I was like,
out.
I just had to like go big and just like create the video. Like it doesn't matter if no one sees it. Like you never know. Like you can do all you can with the YouTube algorithm with the title and like the video, but it just like it clicked and went off, and I was like, yes, that's crazy. I was not gonna make this video because I was so small and I was gonna wait, but like, good thing I did.
So now you have. It sounds like you've gone over questioning yourself
hmm
and whether things are a good idea or not. I mean, just it sounds like just doing it
Yep.
is now kind of like the new motto.
Yeah. Just do it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, you're looking like Shia with that sleeveless, so you're looking great out there, man. What about? So you said that school has finished. Well, I mean, the semester is finished, right?
I got one more year.
You got one more year. So I'm guessing your stream schedule is going to pick up this summer.
It hasn't. I don't know if I want it to,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm kind of taking that time to do the videos, and like I've been trying to make more TikToks too, which
Mm-hmm.
honestly take a lot more time than I thought they would. I was like, oh, we're still doing this, okay. But I'm just trying to make that time because I don't grow my stream by streaming. I'm still too small for that. Like, you
Hmm.
grow your stream by streaming when you have like 1,000 viewers and you're
Right.
like the first person up at the top of that category. So I'm like, streaming more is not going to necessarily do more for me. So I'm just trying to focus more on like getting good YouTube videos and
Hmm.
more content, like so that I can funnel more people into the streams. But like, I'm not, I'm already streaming too much probably, to be honest.
It's like building a video portfolio. Like you want
Yeah.
to have all the content there so that like if you showed your employer, whoever wants to promo you, hello, yeah, look at all my content. Look at how awesome I am.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Exactly.
I completely get that. Like you're just trying to create, your community identity through this
Mm-hmm.
content creation. Um, and then you said once you get bigger, then you'll focus more on just being present in the stream, right? But I feel like
Yeah.
by then you'll have like your own schedule and you kind of like know where you want to be by then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about improving yourself, just in general in the future?
That's just the daily thing. I'm very afraid of staying comfortable because the moment I get comfortable is the moment I start like plateauing and just kind of having no value. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to make each YouTube video like 1% better than the last one
Mm-hmm.
because in after I do 100 videos, my videos will be 100% better than the that first one. So I'm just trying to make videos a little bit better every week by just kind of making them just more clippy and just trying to find more sound effects online and like trying to like I'm just trying to like snowball myself to make like better videos for the future, really.
You just want the best. I feel like you want, if you had like an audience or you had people you were helping or serving or trying to provide some type of like, uh, you're trying to instill this value of helping others as well as
Hmm.
helping yourself. And the best way you know how to do that is entertainment. And that sounds like you're trying to give them as much for them as you want them to give back to you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I'm just trying to like really just do all I can. But
Yeah.
like always I've always been about education and like I said earlier, and I feel like not necessarily always receiving it or yeah, not always receiving, but also giving it. Like I would love to be a professor and just yell at kids all day and like just teach everyone, like even something like meteorology, because it's just I've always been good at like helping people out. I feel like I can really apply that well with the Overwatch stuff and like helping them climb, but also like kind of have like a good and funny environment where you like almost don't feel like you're learning, but you are.
Hmm.
But I think I just love giving and like teaching other people too. So it works great for that.
Well, that leads in great for our very last question, which is if if I were a new, let's start with, if I'm a new gamer, I'm like 5 years old. What are some things you'd like for me?
5 years old.
I'm 5 years old. I mean, I hope that. I mean, well, nowadays you're 2 years old. You can use like an iPad really quickly.
True.
So if I was that 2 year old trying to scamper on with my little fingers, what were some things you would tell him or her about growing up with gaming?
Oh my God, this is hard.
Yeah, got him.
What?
I
Did you
said,
say?
I said, got him.
Oh, I thought you said daddy. I was
Ooh.
like, wait, what? Um, what would I tell them?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be anything like, it'd be like patience or whatever.
I just feel like don't let things out of your control enable your emotions.
Mm.
Like Overwatch is all about that. But it's kind of a big thing for me to tell people to like not worry about your teammates when you're playing Overwatch because you just kind of like you can't because that's just gonna ruin the game for yourself. Like you have to be aware of yourself. And if you did great that game but you lost because of teammates, like okay, you did the greatest, you did the best you
Mm.
could. You did had a great game. Now do that next game, and then you just keep doing that. You'll climb. But
Mm.
like even with like creating content, like you have to be aware that there's a lot out of your control, and all you can do is just make the best content you possibly can and just keep growing and keep getting better. So I think just like not being too focusing on the outside forces to like rule how you do your stuff because you can get lucky. You can be that like 0.1% and get like and do like one video and just like boom, you're now famous. But like, I got kind of lucky, honestly, with that brig guide. But like it's it doesn't it's doing so much that like the luck almost doesn't matter because if you're making
Mhm.
videos every Wednesday and they're getting better and better and better, like eventually like your luck is gonna click if you're doing the right things. Like it doesn't matter how much the only way that you're gonna be unlucky is stop. But like if you just keep getting better and better and better, like the luck almost becomes negligent because you're just gonna get better and doing it so much that
Mm.
one is gonna pop off or you are gonna do it. I don't know, something like that.
Luck implies that there's reliability. I mean,
Hmm.
luck implies that there is uncertainty with your chances, and then reliability is kind of what you're swinging away towards, and you want to make sure you're consistent, um, and that you can't blame luck for certain things.
Yeah,
Even if you have a viral video, it doesn't mean you're gonna grow. It just means that you're gonna get a lot of people to check out, your content at a certain period of time. If people don't want that content, they're not gonna look at it, right?
yeah,
So, it. I think there's a lot of good in what you're saying. Is that you don't want there to be a chance that something wrong could go, that could happen. You want to make sure that it's consistent, even
yeah.
with your patterns.
Yeah, because if you just keep doing videos like every week and they just keep getting better and better, like
Mm-hmm.
the luck kind of just like diminishes because you have like you'll just grow a small amount of people over a long period of time and it'll eventually fall, but like you you have to keep going and keep getting better. But also like the luck almost just becomes negligent because you just are it's just gonna I don't know how to explain it. Just like it becomes negligent because you just keep going and going and going and it's gonna get better and better and just people will like it more.
So that's the goal from now on, is to make sure that you're staying on course with the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting hyped. You're getting ready. You excited for? Are you excited for this summer?
Sure.
Okay. Well,
I'm just there. I'm just living.
yeah. It sounds like it.
I'm excited for this weekend. This weekend's Memorial Day weekend, and like just like I'm ready
Yeah.
for that.
Good luck with that. Are you gonna make
Thank
like
you.
a? Are you gonna do an IRL video
Maybe I don't
for
know.
Memorial Day?
Probably not. I'm probably gonna. I might stream on the beach one time this summer. In my little tiny speedo, I'll stream on the beach.
Wait, Borat style speedo, or are we talking?
Borat style?
Yeah, with
What does that mean?
the thong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there another kind of speedo?
No, no, no.
I was
Well,
like, isn't it? It's just like the bikini style thing.
I thought he has like a different type of speedo. He's got the cup and then the lining, and then there's the speedo where it's just stretchy underwear.
You mean like the long like shorts that are really tight?
Yeah.
That's a jammer, but yeah.
Oh shit.
The
Well.
speedos are. I was talking about like a small speedo, like a tiny.
Yeah.
I know the speedo the company, but like I was talking about a little tiny one.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. The. Okay.
You're very
So
confusing.
I I'm also a weirdo. If you
Hmm.
haven't, you can't imagine.
Yes, I've noticed.
Look at us. Where can we find you? You said you have a Twitter. You said you have a
Hmm.
Twitch and a
I got
Discord.
Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. They're all HolyShiftKid. Twitch.tv/HolyShiftKid. YouTube.com/C/HolyShiftKid for the YouTube, but also Twitter is just HolyShiftKid.
Mhm.
So I have some TikTok videos. That's also HolyShiftKid. All of everything's HolyShiftKid.
You're starting out on TikTok now.
I'm trying. I actually got like a kind of a nice video. Like a couple days ago, I got like 4,000 views. I was like, okay. I was like, that's
Oh
kind of nice.
shit.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
Yeah, we all the oldies. We don't want to go onto TikTok, but eventually we'll end up on TikTok. So.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh well. Shift. Thank you for joining us today. I wanted to make sure you had some time for you to relax and stuff before you stream.
Yeah. I got an hour.
Yeah. Well, good.
Match feels 5:50. Then I had to be ready immediately. I gotta go eat something.
Yes, yes. You got to go eat. You got to get some water and some fluids in you. It is Monday, So you're probably just trying to start off the week right. Uh, before I let you go, how's your day going so far?
That's pretty good.
Okay.
I woke up really late today and I didn't mean to. I wanted to go to the gym, but I woke up at like 11:30. I slept for like 12 hours for some reason. My body was just like, no, I need a day. I was like,
So,
okay. So I
sometimes
guess
you
we're going
need
to the gym
that.
tomorrow.
Oh well. So what are you gonna have tonight? Like salad?
I don't even know. I gotta go figure out what I'm having. I would like to have a salad. You could buy Olive Garden dressing. Oh god.
Olive.
Olive Garden dressing. Perfect. It's perfect.
I just say more. Say more, please.
Yes.
All right, Ship. Well, have a great rest of your day. I will.
Thank you.
I'll hit you up with the feedback form, and I'll let you know when I put this on YouTube. But again, thank you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure to kind of learn about your story, about where you came from, and where you want to be. And like, I hope that inspires some of y'all out there who, is as goal driven, as open to knowledge and wisdom, education in general, and just out there being goofy, man. Like there ain't nothing wrong with being a little goofy. And I think today was a great example. So thank you, Shift, for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you for
Holy
having me.
shift, kid.
Please.
Ugh. I'll be stopping by with my beer, with my whiskey.
Oh my god, must be nice.
Well, it is nice for you now. Hell yeah. All right. Well, have a great rest of your
All
day,
right.
and
I'll
I
see
will
ya.
see you soon, bud.
Thanks for living.
Thank you for.
I'll see ya.
See you, buddy.